check. Yeah, just slow down, Micha. There's something wrong with my audio. I'll just fix that.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
What the fuck is wrong with my audio?
Or not.
Wait a second, wait a second. Let me just do something.
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go!
ये भी मर जा रहा पता है? भी जो क्लियर प्लस बाहर जाना है outside.
Benny's adventure team.
There's something wrong with my audio. Jeez.
Hi, Panda Didi.
Hi, Dishu. Dishu ना?
बैठा लेटा था अभी कंट्रोल बनाने खाया था
मेरा अल्ट किधर गया
Ah, Jenna. Ow! Where did that come from?
यार 125 is low. That's low.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
मैं crouch करती हूँ इस वजह से crouch में.
Or not.
चैम्बर पे ड्रॉप है
प्लांटिंग भी
Spike planted.
Oh God. Nice shot.
Ow! Where did that come from?
Chamber is fine.
मेन पे मेन
ये क्या लो है?
Wait, you can hear me on stream, right? Just tell me if you can hear me on stream.
Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck,
कौन
the
है ये
opposite
बता
is
Dishu?
probably true for me.
नाइस है Panda Didi.
ये भी खेलता है.
Oh,
शराब.
where did that come from?
नहीं देखो देखो नहीं वो Dishu को पूछ रहा है ये बच्चा कौन है?
वो आदित्य यार आदित्य कहाँ से तुम्हारे फोन में आ जाता है हमारे में नहीं आता
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
बाय
तो ये push करता है.
Yep, we're all good. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Ah, fuck. Damn my damn Discord. Wait a minute. Streamlabs. Yeah, let's go.
Weather is not bad today. Oh, crud. I jinxed it. Now it's bound to rain. Off we go. Go is one.
Teamwork is strength! Now you shall perish! Bullet fly! My apologies!
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Check, 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 check.
A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. Off we go! I'm going in!
Torn to oblivion! Take flight! Adventure, let's light it!
Everybody stand back!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Just did all my sound checks and yep, we're good now. I wish I had a capture card, you know that? Like, if I did, I could have streamed Minecraft for you. Would have been easy.
Add Ash. Thank you for.
To 12 in the morning. GG. You wanna play Genshin too? Okay. I mean, right now this is all I have, so it should be fine.
The rain won't slow me down.
Wait a minute. I have this.
Her Excellency. What is she trying to communicate?
It's calming to watch. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, you put some music on and then it should be even better.
Right. Illusion shattered. Right. Whirling snow.
Not well or school again.
This weather is perfect.
There is no escape! Illusion shattered! Shine down!
Are you still there, Icha?
You shall perish!
Here it shows 0 watching, so I was really curious if anyone was even there or not. Wait a second, let me just do something. Okay, let's go. Yeah, it's fine.
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine. Bolts can strike even in the absence of rain. Do you see that tree? Wait, you understand? So, demonstration is not required.
Teamwork is strength! Embrace the ice!
You can't run from death.
Weapon must be a catalyst, raise the camera, character using sharp attack. Okay. Face.
Ready for trial!
Face the camera.
Yeah.
That's it.
Don't disappoint me. Give up.
Hi, Catherine. We heard that you have a new commission for us.
That's correct. There's a requester who has submitted a designated commission for the two of you.
A designated commission? Sounds like it must be pretty important. What kind of task is it exactly?
There's no need to worry. This commission is not dangerous by any means. Perhaps you have heard that Inazuma will soon be holding a major festival, the magnificent Irodori Festival.
Yay! A festival! Oh, come to think of it, we haven't attended a festival in Inazuma for a while.
The Yashiro Commission and Lady Yae are responsible for all the festival preparations. The one who has requested your help is none other than Lady Yae herself.
You know Miko. She always has some unusual ideas in her head. You can bet a festival planned by her is gonna be one to remember. We'd better go to Grand Narukami Shrine and see what she needs us to do.
Lady Yae is currently at Yae Publishing House in Hanamizaka, so there is no need to go all the way to the shrine. In fact, she has instructed me to have you directly meet with her there.
Oh, well that's convenient enough. Let's go then.
Restaurant? That place isn't even worth this.
Aratani and Kuroda, how are things coming along?
All the books and commission prints for Yae Publishing House were bound and sent out yesterday.
Very good. And Murata?
We have already received word from Apekusu and Sailing Breeze that the materials are all in place for Shogun Almighty Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited Power and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji.
Kitsune Guji.
Well done. And what about you, Onodera? Ahem. Onodera?
Oh, yes, Lady Yae. Everything is ready for the new issue release party.
You are the one who organized the plans for this release party. In other words, you are the team's fearless leader now. So please, show some confidence. Besides, there's no need to be nervous. This project is destined for success. I feel quite optimistic about it. I shall specially grant you leave for the next couple of days, Onodera. Please take the opportunity to have a good rest. After all, you will be very busy on the day of the release party.
Yes, Lady Yae. Thank you very much.
All right then. Is everyone clear about their assignments? Good. We're running out of time, so let's get moving. Chop chop. Hello, little ones. I take it you have received my commission,
Some organizer you are! It's nearly time for the festival and you're still over here ramping things up for your light novel business! Shouldn't you be getting back to the Grand Narukami Shrine? You weren't thinking of dumping all the festival preparations on us, were you? If so, then you can forget it! Paimon won't accept such a commission!
My, such harsh words. It hurts to hear that kind of talk from you two. But as you can clearly see, I'm here working like a dog for the festival. Yet you say I'm not doing my job. Let me ask you, little ones. Whoever said that the festival must involve the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Huh? But isn't that a given? This is Inazuma after all.
Yes, that is true. But now that the Sokoku decree has been lifted, Inazuma is no longer the same nation that once resisted change tooth and nail. Therefore, rather than sticking to the same old traditional festival, the Yashiro Commission and I have decided to shake things up a little. This time we'll be holding an international cultural festival, distinctly Inazuman, but with a unique twist. I suppose I should start by telling you the origins of the Iridori Festival. Legend has it that there were 5 poets in ancient Inazuma who were every year, one of the 5 would present a collection of the group's poems to the shogun for review, which would then spark culture discussions regarding those. Thanks to them, Inazuma's culture blossomed and gained great as time passed. People began creating various tales based on the 5 Kasen.
Sounds like a festival that's really rooted in...
Indeed. To describe it in the words of the ancients, it'd be refined elegance, which is precisely why I've decided to revive the Iridori Festival by holding a cultural convention featuring light novels.
But, wait a minute! Light novels?
Please stop looking at me with those baffled expressions. In ancient times, poetry was all the rage, but nowadays, the entertainment format of choice is light novels. The important thing is not the format, but the creative work itself. It is impossible to come up with anything fresh if you're stuck. Speaking of which, don't you think that the concept of focusing on the now perfectly suits the current Inazuma? And besides, it's a great opportunity to reintroduce Inazuma to all Tevat through light novels. As they say, it's 2 birds with 1 stone.
Whoa, that was close. Paimon was nearly carried away by Miko's persuasive tongue. Come on, Miko! You can't fool us. We know you by now. This is all definitely stemming from your own personal interests.
I can't deny that my hobbies had no part to play in this. However, regardless of whether it's light novels or a festival, catching people's attention with a fresh... Well, what do you say?
Maybe I'll...
Come, there we'll meet us... During the Iridori Festival, the area around the Outlander Affairs Agency will become the main exhibition space for light novel. Once things are in full swing, not only will there be lots of official and this small plaza in front of the International Trade Association will be called the 5 Kasen Plaza during...
Wow. How should Paimon put this?
Yes, those...
Lady I did mention that there would be some reliable helpers coming to assist with the festivities. It appears she meant you two. At last we meet again, Traveler and Paimon. Tell me, how are you faring recently?
Oh, it's Ayato! Wow, so even a busy guy like yourself is here to attend the Iridori Festival.
Preparing festivals falls under the Yashiro Commission's scope of responsibilities. Seeing as Lady Yae has poured her heart and soul into the preparations, I'm obliged to be equally dedicated.
Come now, Ayato. We're not strangers here. There's no need to sound so formal. We were just about to discuss the boards over here. They're related to our little helper's tasks, so I'll let you give them a detailed rundown.
Certainly. I assume you two already know that the Iridori Festival originated from the 5 Kasen. This Iridori Festival is not only the first major festival to be held in Inazuma since the lifting of the Sokoku decree, it is also an event deeply rooted in culture. Therefore, the Yashiro Commission has personally invited several cultural celebrities from other nations.
Okay.
For example, the artist we have invited to paint these portraits hails from the distant land of Mondstadt. The Yashiro Commission will arrange accommodations and food in Inazuma for which is precisely why it would be ideal to have someone familiar with both Inazuma and other nations of Tevat to serve as a guide for our... I knew you would catch on. It is our hope that you would be able to guide the guests from the harbor to their residence at the International Trade Association. This arrival schedule includes the details of the ships on which the guests will be arriving. All you simply have to do is go to the docks at the indicated times.
8 a.m., 10 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
It's settled then. My, look at the time. During the festival, most of the Yai Publishing House's editors will be staying near the
This festival requires the full cooperation of the Tri-Commission, and there are still many minor details which require my attention.
All the details we need about the ships are on the timetable that Ayato gave us. Let's take a closer look at the According to the arrival schedule, there will be a ship arriving from Mondstadt today. The artist for the 5 Cosm portraits should be on board. The boat should be arriving soon, so let's head down to the docks.
You want...
We're the festival guides, and we'll show you around.
Yes, that's right. We are bards from Mondstadt. Word has it that Inazuma has undergone many changes of late. We hope to find fresh inspiration here.
These guests are all bards, aren't they? Well, where's Tondef Bard then? Huh. Strange. He's pretty famous in Mondstadt. Huh? Why's that? Oh, Paimon sees what you're getting at. Even though Venti no longer rules over Mondstadt, he's still an Archon. If he came rushing to Inazuma at the first mention of a festival, not only would it seem a little childish, it would also sort of be shameless of him to...
Please.
Mr. Honorary Knight, Paimon! It's Klee! Were you also invited to the Iridori Festival?
No, Albedo's the one who received the invitation. But because everyone in the Knights of Favonius has been really busy these days, Albedo arranged for someone here to issue me a dependent pass.
Greetings, Traveler and Paimon. After hearing that Inazuma was making preparations for the Irodori Festival, I predicted that I might run into you here.
Ha! Paimon knew it! Albedo's the one they've invited to paint the 5 Kassen!
It seems that you already know why I'm here. Just so you're aware, I'll be using my pen name in Inazuma, Calx. Oh, by the way, do you know where the International Trade Association is? I'll be meeting with the editorial director of the Yai Publishing House there.
Yeah, the International Trade Association is where you'll be staying in Inazuma. We'll be heading there too.
Great. Let's get going then.
Wow, it's so beautiful here! So many things I've never seen before.
Slow down, Klee. Please be careful not to bump into others. Telling Klee so many stories about Inazuma during the trip was probably not the best idea. As a result, she could hardly sleep all the way here. It appears she's even more excited now that we've arrived. Strange. It seems that the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama, isn't here yet. I'm certain he said that he'd be sure to arrive before me. This might be a problem. Well, Mr. Hiroyama was supposed to meet with me and give me some reference materials about the 5 Kasen today. That way, I could better visualize the content for my paintings.
You mean you had no idea what you'd be painting before you arrived in Inazuma?
I only know of the 5 Kasen by name. Because of the sheer age of the tale, very little has been passed down to this day. So Mr. Hiroyama decided to help me collect some more information. I'm the type of painter who can complete a painting quickly as long as I'm inspired. So I agreed on only receiving the details today.
So when do the paintings have to be done by?
According to the festival plans, the portraits will be revealed one at a time throughout the various stages of the Irodori Festival. The first one, depicting Suiko, will need to be done before the festival's official opening ceremony, which is the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? Then you're already running out of time?
There's no need to panic. When I was working on light novel illustrations, because the manuscripts are shipped by boat, things were always tight and finished at the last minute. Just last month, to ensure the latest book of A Legend of Sword would be finished for the Irodori Festival, I had to complete the final chapter's illustrations the same day I received the manuscript. I heard that my illustrations were sent to print as soon as they arrived in Inazuma.
Paimon isn't sure if she should feel sympathetic for your working conditions or compliment you on your artistic genius.
Of course, I would still prefer to receive any possible reference materials in advance, so that I can be better prepared.
Oh, right! The editors of the Young Publishing House will all be around the Outlander Affairs Agency these next few days. Who knows? Maybe Mr. Hiroyama's over there too.
Alright, it's worth a try. Klee, you haven't slept for a while now. Please stay at our residence in the International Trade Association and get some rest. We will be back soon.
Okie dokie. Don't worry, Albedo. I'll be on my best behavior.
This can't be happening. The moment we need to contact Onodera is when he's on special leave. Kuroda and I will go back to Inazuma City for an emergency printing run.
Despite everything, we're...
Well,
Sorry to interrupt, but...
Oh, hey, Traveler. Don't worry.
I'm looking for the editorial director, Mr. Hiroyama. Does anyone know where he is?
Mr. Hiroyama is currently at the warehouse down by...
Oh, hold on a second, excuse me. But you must be Calx, the one who was invited to paint the 5 Kasen for the festival?
Yes, that's me.
My name is Kuroda. You must be inquiring about information regarding the 5 Kasen. I do apologize, but please, make yourself comfortable at the International Trade Association.
Oh, no need. You guys look super busy, so we can go find him.
Excuse me, but... is there something wrong with the latest volume of A Legend of Sword?
Huh? How did you know?
Since you were all aware that Mr. Hiroyama needed to send me some supporting materials, that means the editorial director didn't forget about it. Instead, something urgent must have cropped up. To add to that, despite being aware that I am Calx, you were still unwilling to let me go to Mr. Hiroyama directly. After considering these factors, the only reason you would try to stall...
I'm very sorry. Earlier today, someone spotted a suspicious Outlander sneaking around inside the Irodori Festival warehouse down by the docks. So the Tenryou Commission was concerned about potential cargo theft, so they contacted everyone who was renting space in the warehouse.
What? The books are missing?
Shh. Not only is this book an eagerly anticipated release in the last phase of the Irodori Festival, but the author, Chinyu, will be personally attending the release party.
Because of the dire situation, Mr. Hiroyama immediately hurried to the warehouse to determine whether the theft was related to that.
I see. And if Mr. Hiroyama has gone to the warehouse at the dock...
So the author of A Legend of Sword is Jinyu. Sounds familiar. Hey, isn't that Shincho's pen name?
Oh, do you know him?
Shincho would definitely be upset if he discovers his books are missing. It's you! Why are you here?
I'm here on behalf of the Tenryou Commission, of course. Is that surprising?
No, Sarah, Paimon wasn't talking about you! So, Tone Deaf Bard. The suspicious outlander in the warehouse wouldn't happen to be you.
Considering the evidence, it appears that the suspicious outlander is...
As I have told you, you are a suspect. Before your allegations of theft and illegal entry as a stowaway are cleared, you are to remain traveler. Paimon, do you know this self-proclaimed bard from Mondstadt?
Listen, Sarah. Knowing him, it's safe to say that he wasn't behind the theft. But what's this about being a stowaway?
Although he claims to be a special guest for the Iridori Festival, he's failed to present his invitation letter. And just a moment ago, we caught him in a dandelion wine crate near the Sailing Breeze. If it would help shed any light on the situation, then please, be my guest.
Oh, Venti! You didn't really come here illegally, did you?
Ouch! Your words wound me. We've been apart for so long, and the moment we meet again, all I'm greeted with is grilling questions and suspicious glare. You arrived in Inazuma via similar means, or so I heard. You of all people should be more understanding.
Similar means?
I merely jest. Fear not, for the person who sent me the invitation is none other than Kamisato Ayato of Yashiro Commission. It's unlikely that someone acquainted with the likes of him would ever be here illegally, right?
But why weren't you on the same ship as the other bard?
Well, once I received the invitation letter, I couldn't help but want to come to Inazuma a little early. It was then that I happened upon a cargo ship bound for Inazuma Once aboard, I found the captain to be a kindred spirit, and I was treated to an abundance of fine liquor along the way. I must have fallen asleep in the cargo crate while carefully comparing the tastes of dandelion wine and Inazuman sake. And when I woke up, I found myself in this warehouse with a Tenryou Commission general glaring at me from atop the grate.
Coming from Venti, this story is quite believable.
Excuse me, I'm the owner of the stolen goods from the IA publishing house, and there are some questions I would like to ask. Based on what you just said, it seems you've been in the warehouse for some time now.
Actually, I did hear some faint footsteps around me a couple of times, but I didn't...
But if you clearly heard...
Huh? What did you notice, Albert?
When it comes to burglars, they are generally associated with prying or rummaging through things. What Venti... As for the sound of footsteps, because this is a warehouse where many goods are coming in and out each day.
I see. But if that's the case, then we're back to square one regarding the stolen book.
No, not quite. From the facts that have been presented to us, we can draw at least 3 conclusions now. First, whoever took the novels is not a spur-of-the-moment burglar. They had their sights on the books from the very beginning. Second, the culprit was very familiar with the warehouse, and might even have a key. And third, I knew you'd catch on, Traveler. One person couldn't possibly transport so many heavy books in such a short window of time. It must have been a team. It goes without saying that Venti clearly does not match up with our culprits.
Yes, I agree with your reasoning. Mr. Hirayama, the Tenryou Commission will continue by investigating the warehouse staff. If you come across any further clues, please notify us immediately.
Yes, understood. I'll leave it to you then.
I suppose I'm free as a bird then.
Not so fast. Even though we've cleared the theft allegations, we still have...
Aw, 'tis a shame. I thought surely after my honest account you might let me off the hook.
Sarah's quite the meticulous one.
Yes, the invitation letter. Don't be mistaken. I was well aware of how important it was. But I didn't bring any luggage with me, and strange. Though I had a little too much to drink, I know that I kept it in a...
If you were holding the invitation in your hand the whole time...
Well, to properly compare the taste of Mondstadt wine and Inazuman sake, I couldn't both hold the invitation...
In which case, I believe there's only one place...
Huh? You're way ahead of Paimon. Do you...
Ah, yes! I remember now. I knew you'd help me find it.
This is indeed an invitation letter. However, starting tonight, I would advise you to stay at the International Trade Association. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be leaving now.
There goes Sora.
Mr. Hiroyama, I'm Calx.
Ah, yes, so you are Calx. These are the
Let's see here. Yes, it's just as I had suspected. Monikers such as Suiko and Aoi no Okina aren't the real names of the 5 Kasen. Though there were once many stories regarding each of the 5 Kasen, the validity of their contents can no longer be verified in present times. But, at the very least, we know that most of the stories were written according to a similar style.
So, is the info useful for your paintings, Albert?
To some extent, yes.
I am sorry that this information is not as... though, lit. So all you need...
That does sound like...
Thank you, Mr. Hiroyama. No...
Great. Tomorrow morning, Mr. Whether the stolen books are eventually recovered or not, you have my gratitude.
Well, seems there's nothing more we can... Huh? Betty?
Traveler, Albedo, would you mind coming over here for a moment?
What is it, Venti? A piece of paper?
Indeed. When I awakened to find myself in the warehouse this morning, I didn't think much of it then. I thought it was merely a scrap piece of paper that had fallen in, but on second thought, I think it's
Let me see. Suiko chapter. Wait a minute. Isn't Suiko the name of one of the 5 Kasen?
The story told in this poem roughly boils down to Suiko getting tipsy and letting some poems that were meant for the Shogun get stolen. This story sounds...
Seriously? It's literally the same story you just experienced yesterday.
Oh, indeed it is.
Yes, I concur. The person who left this paper could quite possibly be the criminal. But why leave the paper here in such a fashion?
Alright, let's not get meeting together in Inazuma like this is a most rare occasion. Since we've...
Hey! You just sobered up and you're already
Micha,
thinking
you there?
about more drinks?
I don't know who's watching. Just let me know whoever's watching.
And let's not forget that Albedo still has a portrait.
No, it's fine. Let's all go for a drink together. It'll be my treat.
Wait a minute! What about your portrait?
As I mentioned before, I'm the kind of artist who can work quickly once I'm inspired. And now, if I use a model as reference for the piece, we must pay him back with the appropriate recompense.
In that case, we'll need to order more dishes. One year, the poet Suiko made his way to Tenshukaku and presented the Kasen's work for the Shogun's perusal. But a page from the works of Aoi no Okina had been torn out, and Suiko was questioned regarding the matter. Suiko pleaded guilty. He admitted to drinking at the tavern the night before, and vaguely recalled a mysterious figure approaching while he was intoxicated.
Wow, you really came through, Albedo. You were able to complete the first portrait before the opening ceremony.
Yes, it really is a sight to behold. Not only does it harken to the traditional style of Inazuma, but it also makes use of modern...
Hey, don't get too full of yourself, tone-deaf bard. You were just a model. The person in the artwork isn't actually you. Well, Albedo, who will be your next portrait?
The next one will be Aoi no Okina of the 5 Kasen.
Albedo, might I suggest waiting a little before starting on the next one? Who knows? You might soon discover another story.
Another story?
I believe he's referring to the possibility of finding another paper with tales of the 5 Kasen. According to the reference materials I was given, we've only found the first of a total of 4 chapters.
Do you think the mysterious person who left the first paper will strike again?
It certainly is a possibility. Also, there are some points regarding the stories of the 5 Kasen. For example, the reference materials make mention of 5 legendary figures, yet all the popular stories only consist of 4 parts. It appears that throughout all the stories, There is never a chapter dedicated to Kuronushi.
Yes, I'm also curious about these stories myself. But who knows? They may merely be akin to the old saying in Mondstadt. Seeds of stories brought by the wind and cultivated by time. So for now, we need but just wait patiently.
No escape!
Just a second, guys. Just a second.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
Okay, I'm back. Let's go. I'm looking for a tree and I don't find it. Yep, should be good. Wait a minute.
Enjoy the blessing of
Regional special Wait.
enjoy the blessing of Lesser Lord Kusanari. A nice and blessed
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
I got Naku Weeds, Sakura Bloom, and Azuchi Beach. Let's go. Forward on board. Let's do the main quest.
Magnificent Iridori Festival event venue.
Following day, 8 AM. Let's go.
The passenger ship from Lila that we're supposed to meet should be arriving soon. Let's go to the docks. You know that Shincho will be on board, right? So we should be careful not to say anything about the stolen novels. Hi there! You must be visiting from Liyue to participate in the Iridori Festival. We'll be our guides, and we'll take you onto the island. Huh? Is it Paimon, or have we met somewhere before?
Yes, in fact we have. I'm Shu from Feiyun Commerce Guild. Aboard this ship we have calligraphers, painters, and even players of Theater Mechanicus. The inventor of Theater Mechanicus previously came to the Feiyun Commerce Guild seeking investment. Although the guild manager was not interested, Master still wanted to support them. We heard that they'd be demonstrating the game and letting people try Theater Mechanicus at the Irodori Festival. So the guild manager instructed Master and I to take the opportunity to come to Inazuma and investigate the product's potential.
Oh, speaking of which, where's the young master?
Master, he's,
Whoa! Singcho's just sitting there, sound asleep.
What? Oh. It's the Traveler and Paimon. I presume you're guests in Inazuma as well? It seems fate has destined our paths to cross once again.
Oh, we aren't actually guests. We're actually guides for the Irodori Festival.
Please, no need to worry. I was a little too caught up in a novel on the voyage here. When I finally realized what time it was, the first rays of dawn were already peeking over the horizon. Yes, now that we've arrived, the Kanjo Commission will likely wish to inspect our invitation letter. Let's keep it in hand, shall we? Huh? There was a piece of paper underneath my bag. Strange. I don't
Oh, let Paimon have a... Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's from the same series as the story we found before.
The story you found before?
Oh, yeah! In the warehouse down by the... the poem hunt competition! Yeah, that's it! A friend of ours is on Rito to paint portraits of the 5 Kasen. You know, as part of the Irodori Festival. If you can find one of the stories and give it to this friend of ours...
Wait a moment. So you mean that...
Hey! It's hard coming up with...
There's a chance of meeting Calx in person?
Huh? Oh, yeah!
Really? That's wonderful! I knew that Calx would attend the Irodori Festival, but convincing my father to let me come to Inazuma was proving to be quite the high hurdle. Just a few days later, word then came that Calx would be busy painting portraits of the 5 Kasen during the festival. It is a most rare opportunity for both Calx and I to be in Inazuma together, but it seemed he would be too busy with the portraits to meet with me. So...
Don't worry, Shincho. Even though Calx has work to do. Also, we heard that Calx did illustrations for your Legend of Sword novel.
So you've already heard? To be honest, my works have drawn little interest in Liyue. However, the novels are selling quite well in Inazuma with the help of Calx's beautiful illustration. Calx is not only a skilled artist, but when I looked at the art, the brushwork did not even look this... Oh my! I was beginning to get carried away there. Let us depart. Quickly now.
Luckily, the idea of meeting Albedo...
Traveler, Paimon, how are you? And who is this accompanying you?
You must be Calx. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you. I am the author of A Legend of Sword, forgive me. It's rude of me to introduce myself by my pen name when meeting in person. Please, call me Singcho.
And you may call me Albedo, then.
No, that would be
Why not? Seeing as we're both friends of the Traveler, it'd be more convenient for us to use our real names. Besides, we've already corresponded with each other many times before.
It's not just you, Albedo. We haven't seen Shincho act this awkward before.
You guys, it's certainly not good taste for you two to be teasing me like that. Oh, by the way, we happened to find a story from the poem hunt competition at the docks. I heard that you are collecting...
you know, that thing where we have to find pieces of paper with stories of the 5 Kasen? That's...
Huh? Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, I understand the story now.
Splendid. though I'm still piecing together.
If all of you are free, why don't we discuss this over a meal?
Well, about that.
Do you have other plans, Shin?
No, not at all. Speaking of dining, Shimura's unagi chasuke is quite delicious. Would you like to go there?
Shimura's? Unfortunately, today is a bit windy. How about Uyu Restaurant instead?
That's perfectly fine with me. But I must first unpack my luggage. Let's meet later at Uyu Restaurant.
Something didn't quite add up just now.
Huh? No way! Paimon
No, Paimon, I'm not referring to us. Traveler.
Huh? Shincho's suspicious.
Paimon, you read the poem, right? Although it may seem confusing to Shincho.
Read them together? Suiko lost Aoi no Okina's poem in a drunken stupor. So, Aoi no Okina recovered the poem and gave it to some mysterious person. Huh? Wait a minute. Could today's story be him? No way! That can't be right!
And that is precisely the point of suspicion. If Shincho had only just arrived in Inazuma, how could he recommend Shimura's chasuke? Moreover, he didn't raise any questions when I suggested another place because of the windy weather. This means he knows that Shimura's is an open-air restaurant.
Are you saying that Shincho has already been in Inazuma for some...
Yes, that is indeed...
What? How could Shincho be the book thief? His mission is to fight for justice, isn't it? There's no way he'd do something against his own ideals.
Calm down, Paimon. Even though this is the first time I've met Shincho in person, I think there must be some deeper motive at play here.
Oh?
It's difficult to say at this point. But given that Uyu Restaurant is indoors, it'll be easy for us to detect anyone following or I'll be relying on your assistance to get to the bottom of this matter. Good. I don't see anyone suspicious around. First, we must ascertain whether Shincho was already in Inazuma or not. If we can find... Since we're still waiting for him, why don't you go and chat with other guests in the restaurant and see if you can learn anything useful?
The last phase of the Irodori Festival is when they release the all-new publications. The one I'm really looking...
That's right!
I've seen Jen use signature before. His handwriting is super neat. He must be really diligent.
He'll be there in person on the day of the release, so we'll get a good look at him then. I hear that he's actually pretty young.
Wait a minute. Did you just hear that? Not only will Shincho be signing...
Hello there, what can I get?
Hi! Do Do you have any special
Why, of course. I personally recommend our freshly caught seafood. It's been pouring these...
So the weather at sea has been bad?
It sure has. A few guests from Liyue were just telling me...
Oh, this might... Albedo, what should we talk...
If he really is hiding something, then he might feel even more nervous than we do.
Oh, come to think of it...
Is that so?
I'm gonna skip the talking. Just continue to the story.
That was delicious. Inazuman cuisine largely consists of fresh seafood, which is certainly to my liking.
That's good. We were worried you might not have an appetite because you didn't sleep well.
Just look at Ethan and Albedo. Suspicious eyes, just looking at Shincho.
Now's our chance. Let's talk to Shincho and see if he says anything useful. Maybe we could start by asking...
Well, I've never embarked on such a long journey before. Though I was quite excited when we set off, the long days at sea quickly became most monotonous.
Speaking of the journey, did anything noteworthy happen along the way?
Well, to be honest, I spent most of the trip with my nose in a novel.
Well, that didn't tell us. By the way, Shincho, what book were you reading on the way here?
Oh, I was reading a novel called Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. It was sent to me by my editor.
Didn't you feel dizzy while reading on the ship?
It was nothing I couldn't handle. Don't forget, I'm proficient in the arts of the Guhua clan. That being said, there were quite a few people aboard who felt seasick.
Well, there doesn't seem to be anything suspicious about what he said so far.
To be honest, there wasn't much to see. Just water all around, morning to night. The sheer monotony of the trip caused everyone to grow a little impatient. So, when the peak of Mount Yogo finally appeared in the distance as we approached the islands of Inazuma, everyone crowded the deck to have a look.
That's it. He lied. He lied.
However, the ship sailed along at a crawling pace. It took a whole day from the time we saw the mountain peak to the time we...
Paimon didn't catch anything suspicious so far. Oh, right! If it took an entire day to reach the docks, then it would have been pouring rain at the time they saw the top of the mountain.
We learned a couple of things from his account, but we still require more evidence.
Speaking of illustrations, Albedo, I've long wished to express my sincerest gratitude for providing the illustrations in my novel. My novel didn't sell well in Liyue, so I must admit that I had some reservations regarding its potential. Yet you've consistently managed to select the most important scene of the chapter for your illustrations.
Thank you. However, I took some risks in the illustrations, so I'm feeling slightly uneasy myself. Light novel illustrations are typically centered around the characters, but this time, I adopted a different approach in the illustration for the last chapter.
Well, that scene was intended to depict the change in the world, so I thought it very fitting to draw only scenery.
Doesn't sound like anything suspicious.
No, there was a crack in his alibi. My illustrations were sent for printing the moment they arrived in Inazuma. So, logically speaking, there's no way he could possibly know what the illustrations look like.
Another lie.
Shincho, we have something very important to ask you now.
Pakda gaya, pakda gaya, pakda gaya.
Oh? Why the solemn looks all of a sudden? Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Okazaki told us earlier that actually the weather at sea was very bad these last few days. So when you said that everyone came running to the deck to see Mount Yogo, that couldn't have happened!
On top of that, the latest installment of A Legend of Sword will only be revealed at the Irodori Festival. Even we, the creators, haven't received a sample copy. If that's the case, how could you know what my illustrations look like?
Well...
Pakda gaya.
The jig's up, Shincho. You were already in Inazuma before today, weren't you? Are you in some kind of danger but can't tell us the truth? Don't worry. The Traveler and Albedo are no pushovers. We can help you.
No, please. You misunderstand. I suppose my lack of sleep is inevitably taking its toll on my mind. I did in fact come to Inazuma early to handle some things. Let me consider how to explain this.
Oh! Well, if this isn't a coincidence, I didn't expect to see everyone here.
Huh? Tone-deaf bard, what are you doing?
I heard that the owner of this establishment has some fine-aged wines. I didn't want to miss the opportunity to taste them.
Piakad.
Paimon knew you couldn't
Boss
possibly
pita
be up to anything good.
Says who? In fact, I come as the bearer of good tidings. I just bumped into Kujo Sara a moment ago. She said that the Tenryou Commission has apprehended the criminal who stole all those copies of A Legend of Sword. You needn't worry about it any longer.
Huh? The criminal who stole A Legend of Sword?
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
Oh no. The person they apprehended. Was it by chance an editor named Onodera?
Apologies, Kujo Sara didn't mention a name. But I saw her taking someone toward Hanamizaka.
Everyone, it's too late to explain. We must make haste and rescue Onodera. Please, wait.
Oh, so you must be the author of A Legend of Sword.
Anyway, you mustn't take him away.
No need to worry, Genyu. I've just explained everything to Madame Kujo, and Kuroda has testified for me.
Yes. In fact, we were just getting...
Oh, phew. Wait a minute.
Well, to be precise, we had dispatched 2 additional squads here, in order to prevent the suspect from escape.
Shinjo looks pretty flustered. What exactly is going on?
Though it's most embarrassing, it appears quite a few people are aware of the situation now. There's no use keeping it in the end. I'm the one responsible.
No, Genyu. It's only appropriate that I take responsibility for the Irodori Festival. I recommended the idea of selling newly released novels signed by the authors. Not only was this the first major project I was in charge of since joining the Yae publishing house, but Lady Yae also gave me a lot of support. However, I did not discuss our plans with the authors in advance.
Yes, to be frank, calligraphy is not my strong point, so signing events are really not my forte.
Even though such an event will be difficult for Genyu, after telling him how important the plans were to me, he immediately boarded a ship to Inazuma to come up with... So these past few days, Genyu has been actively practicing his handwriting. However, it takes time to sign each book, and we realized the time we reserved for the signing was not nearly... So I came up with the idea of moving the new books from the warehouse to my place. That way, Genyu could use these few days to sign them all. I thought everything would work out without a hitch. I never expected that someone would immediately... To make things worse, I was on vacation and staying with Genyu in my house these past few days. I had no... All of this happened because I wanted to prove...
Onodera, I agreed to your proposal because I did... Also, I knew that Onodera had been misled by one of my At a previous event, the Yae publishing house had requested autographs of authors, so that I practiced tirelessly for an entire... But, looking back on it now, I had dug myself into a hole by delivering that nice signature for the sake of my pride.
Hey, come on, you two. Loosen up a little. The theft was nothing more than a simple misunderstanding.
Yeah, that's right. All that matters is that Shinjo and his books are okay.
Onodera, I think you should explain the truth regarding the stolen books to the rest of the people on Rito.
Yes, I understand.
We should probably be heading back to Rito as well.
Onodera? What are you doing?
I'm very sorry for all the trouble.
Yes, why didn't you tell everyone earlier? If you...
That's right. We're a team.
Let's leave the past behind us now. Our first priority is to help...
My progress is not what I had hoped for. Even after working through the...
Oh.
I understand. Murata, go back to the AI Publishing House and get Aratani to book a room on the second floor of the Uyu restaurant.
Yes, Mr. Hirayama. It just so happened...
Yes, good idea. Ah, you've just reminded me. 2 calligraphers from Liyue arrived today.
It seems I'm real...
No need to worry, Genyu. I'm sure you can do it.
Yes, but writing novels and learning calligraphy are 2 entirely different...
Even though Xingqiu still has to deal with his handwriting issue, Paimon somehow feels a little relief.
I always used to prefer working alone in my workshop.
We also owe a special ode of gratitude to the mysterious person.
Huh? You mean whoever left behind the...
Pardon me, but...
Oh, right. We haven't...
I see. It appears that Onodera and I were spotted when we were moving the book. Albedo, may I ask you one thing? Not only do I owe the successful resolution of today's incident to that story...
No problem. Considering the similarities between the portrait and the events that...
That figure was none other than Aoi no Okina himself. This turn of events had begun with an unnamed individual, under whose coercion, Aoi no Okina was forced to take drastic measures to retrieve a page of poetry. He knew nothing of this individual's true intentions. All he knew was that the poem had to do with an old acquaintance, Akahito.
Albedo really is something. He finished the portrait. Wonder how Xingqiu's calligraphy training is going at Uyu Restaurant. Oh, hello? Mr. Storywriter? Are you here? Could you please help Xingqiu with something? He's a friend of ours in the relief... Oh, what? It was just a cat. It's getting late now. Oh,
What a coincidence. I was wondering where I might be able to find you. Well, can't I come and see you? And alright, as much as I'd like to sit... Before bringing Klee here, I told her many stories about... However, I've got other things to... Inazuma, she hasn't complained. Fortunately...
Yay, Mr. Honorary Knight's here! What you talking about, Mr. Honorary Knight? Oh, yeah! But Albedo is really busy. I can't go too far away or he'll be worried about me.
Aw, Klee, you're such a thoughtful kid. Paimon's very thoughtful, thank you very much. Yeah, that's more like it. Anyway, it is pretty cruel not to let allow the almighty traveler and...
Klee? Do you want to go play with Mr. Honorary Knight?
Yay, you bet!
As you know, Klee is our Spark Knight. You must... by which I mean, For instance, if a mountain in Inazuma was to lose one of its peaks, or if there were an explosion somewhere in the city, Klee could very well get in trouble. Glad to hear it.
I promise I'll bring you back an awesome souvenir, Mr. Albedo.
Great. I look forward to it.
There are loads of cool things to do in Inazuma. Try the local cuisine, visit a shrine. What do you want?
Cuisine? What's that?
You know, food and drink. Paimon just meant we could take you to a local restaurant.
Wow, something smells so good. Mr. Honorary Knight, look at this noodly soup.
It's not noodly soup. It's tonkotsu ramen, actually.
Oh, so, What are those yellow and red things?
You're kidding, right? Those are tri-flavored skewers.
And what about this little yellow cake?
That's an egg roll. They're amazing. Have you...
Wow, tonkotsu ramen, tri-flavored?
They sure are. Guess you're... Let me buy you an egg roll with my allowance so you can get a taste of our Inazuman food.
Really?
Nobody's been that honest.
Mesh, also, that's your allowance, right? Taking another kid's allowance.
Oh, I remember you. You're Yoimiya's friend.
How? Egg rolls are a piece of cake for this guy. Why don't you make...
Really?
Wow, Paimon is so touched. You're learning. All right, we'll be waiting on those egg...
Rebooting.
Mr. Honorary Knight? What do...
Wow, you really can cook them. You're awesome, mister.
It's sweet. So...
Yep.
Yeah, these egg rolls are pretty...
Who is Yoimiya? She makes egg rolls too?
Yoimiya can do anything. She tells stories, keeps goldfish, makes fireworks, and gives us candy too. Yoimiya's pretty much the best and most awesome
For me, the best, most awesome person in the world is my mom. And
Oh, well, I don't know any of those people. In most festivals, she seems like she hasn't been in a great mood.
Okay.
Yoimiya, don't be sad. Oh, I know. Let me tell you something that'll cheer you up. Yesterday...
Wow, Matsuza. Don't worry, Yoimiya. I know.
Yoimiya, it's me. I want to introduce you to a new friend.
Probably I'm just gonna go play
Nice to
Valorant.
meet you, Klee.
I love the cute outfit with the hat and the cool little symbols. So unique. And your backpack. Wow,
That's a 4-leaf clover. Mom and Matt.
Really? That's awesome. Also, that little fairy on your backpack is super cute too.
That's Dodoko, my best friend. We always go fish blasting together and
Oh, Dodoko? What an interesting name. I really like it.
Yep. My mom says that when a Dodoko is born, it
ride the wind and go off on a big adventure?
Yep. My mom and Yoimiya. Iwao was...
Thanks, Klee. I feel like we really get each other.
It's so...
Hey, Klee. Since you like 4-leaf clovers...
Yeah! And
hold on a second. Fish busting? No way. Albedo was pretty... Oh, oops. I got so excited
Yeah, I
that
really want to play Valo right
the
now.
folks from the Yashi...
What? It's not allowed. But
hey, come on. He just made a new friend.
These stories are taking too long. I'm
Think,
really
right?
bored.
Just like... What do you say, Klee?
I'm just jumping to all conclusions here.
Here we are, the venue of the Iridor Outlander Brigade. When the wind of death blew...
Who's This Outlander Brigade is a new series of mine, and when the...
Kaya says...
Absolutely
Thought
not.
about grinding
This is a
some
book about
artifacts, but then people are calling.
Hey, miss!
These guys walk too. Never mind.
Flowers for Princess Fischl. Oh, look! It's Fischl's store.
That's right. Flowers for Princess Fischl.
Nope. But I know Fischl's story. Fischl always hangs out with Oz. Everyone in the Adventurers Guild knows.
Oh, Klee. Darn. Yeah, like, wait, so that's what you're suggesting?
That's right! The Iridori
I'm just gonna end the stream and just, continue
very
the stream again
imaginative.
after open Valo. Probably.
Great! Perfect! Okay, so...
Yay! Let's go, let's go!
Those two can run so fast when they're motivated. We better catch up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream and just be right back.
Check out our fairy tale picture books. Suitable for all ages.